How's everybody doing tonight? Getting everything ready real quick, just double checking stuff. And we'll get started with what we're working on today. Let's see, we are looking at the red accounts. Okay, let me just double check Discord. Messages put out. Okay, so I think what we're going to be working on today is getting rid of what we can of everything that is inside of this green line, which is the border of our what would you call this? This would be settlement. There we go. Losing words already. That's not good. First 5 minutes. So we're gonna cut like all these trees and rocks and things out so that we can get a nice blank slate to start moving stuff and placing more buildings down. We have a market we need to put down eventually over here. So I'll just I need to put down my cart, don't I? I'll run around checking a couple places out, settlements nearby, to see how many people are actually part of them. And there's actually a couple decently sized settlements near us. But I think we're going to start with this side, mainly for the simple fact of that we still have to place our market down. And that is pretty large, so we need to clear out a big area for it. And we'll probably double tag team trees, just to make them go down quicker. We might end up sawing off some of this stuff, so some of the material at least. Okay, there we go. We are starting to get some T2, well, I think it's T2 or T3 tools. I think it's T2. That we can start making, and might start popping those out here in a little bit. The other thing that I need to start working on is maybe the armor that lets you gather and craft a little bit quicker. But like I said, I need to get the rest of these buildings down to get a kind of foundation in place around here. So I want to eventually like pave all this. Oh, we already got quite a bit. If anybody's interested, there is some openings here, quite a few. So if you guys are interested in joining the settlement, the location's right here. The 4-digit code's right there, and that should lead you straight here. And also, if you look on your map, so we're the far middle western island, so this is the middle continent. And this is the first little island part of it, and we're kind of close to the starting areas here. Be nice to get a little bit of influx of money. Are we running out of food again? Apparently. We need to go out and harvest some food, apparently. Let me drop all this stuff off on this character, and this guy will go out and forage some food. I do also need to go empty out all my other banks at the main town, but that's not a very big priority right now, because we might end up running out of space with all the stuff I've collected, and not having enough storage to store all the stuff in. So I'm gonna send him out, get some mushrooms and other gathering things, and then we'll have him cook it up, because he's probably gonna be the cook for the areas. The other guy didn't have to worry about that skill. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're clear cutting basically everything inside that green line. It's coming out. It's all in the way. It's all gotta go. And it'll give us some T1 materials that we kind of need a little bit of, so. Let's see. Where is... Looking for some more mushrooms and stuff that I can harvest. My other character. At least ones I can do stuff with, because my cooking's not high enough to do stuff with very much. I don't think I can do anything above level 20, so. Yeah, I only got level 11 cooking. Ooh, 4 patches of mushrooms right next to each other. So I'm looking at the weather right now outside. It's actually cooled off quite a bit today. It was extremely hot earlier, and it's like 70 right now. It was like 90 earlier today. to run out of stamina. Got some food, but it's not cooked yet, so I'm gonna run it back real quick and hopefully I can get it done here shortly so we can get moving. 26, that's 2 stacks of mushrooms, 2.5 stacks. Give both of those to my main character. Stamina out. Let's dump all this stuff out of the inventory while we're waiting for this guy to cook the food. Okay, there we go. Oh, whoops, I forgot to get this stuff out of my backpack. There we go. We got enough for 5 more stones. Okay, he's done. Okay, then we'll go out and grab some more stuff. I got some berries and stuff over here that I can go get. There's quite a few of them. Oh, really? Your heater kicked on? That's surprising. Well, you guys usually cool off a lot before us, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, we usually don't cool off for another like month. Usually we're hot until next month. And then we move, usually skip fall, so we don't get like fall weather, and then we move straight into it just being miserably cold. That's how it works around here, 101. So, hoping to go on a trip to the Smokies this winter, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that again. Might go to Texas. I was thinking about going to Texas at least. think I missed a little spot right here, didn't I? That one singular bush is not in my territory. Guess I can fix that real quick. Bam. Let's put that right there. Those two trees need to come out. Okay, my other guy is finishing up getting some more food real quick. Then he should be bringing that back, cooking it up, and then he has some food for himself at least. I had to go see if I can find some more berries and stuff. Some more mushrooms. There's a crap ton of mushrooms over here. Tier 1 at least. I can't cook the tier 2s, so I'm just kind of letting them go by right now because I can't do anything with them. I can harvest them, but can't cook them. It would be nice. I think they do give you a little bit better stats and things from it, so, but I can't do anything with it like I said, so kinda sucks. Might finish this tree off before we fill up our inventory. I started watching that TV show last night, Luz, that you were saying you're watching. I already forgot the name, and I closed off the tab again. I liked it. I completed the first season already. But I can't... What was the name of it? I'm trying to remember if you'd send it to me on Discord. No, you didn't. I might get it. I can get it here in a second. I just gotta look in my... I think... Yeah, let me double check. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I started watching that last night. Wylena Yerp or whatever. Yeah, I finished the first season. I'm getting ready to move to the second season tonight. Oh, I definitely got my inventory. It's what I remember it being. It's kinda got that, trying to think of how to say it. Like that old style of, like, presenting a TV show. Where it, like, shows you everything that happened in, like, the previous 12 episodes before you watch the show. Which I find kind of annoying. It's like, yeah, I kind of remember all that. You don't really have to remind me. I'm sure that helps you out a lot. Trying to remember, was it Buffy the Vampire Slayer or that did that as well, and I was like, this is like the one piece that would make this show like amazing. It's if you didn't put like this at the beginning of every episode to show me what happened last episode. Yeah, yeah. It's not too big of a deal, though, but I'm, like I said, I'm getting ready to start probably on the second season today, hopefully. And then the goal is to, hopefully, not finish it by the end of the week. All of it. I don't know how successful I'm going to be at that, though, so... Split timber. It already looks so much more open here. I'm gonna get some, said I want to get this all paved. I don't know how many tiles it is, but it's probably gonna be quite a bit of work to get all this paved. I gotta figure out what I want my center point to be, and that kind of gives me an idea of like paths and like spacing, and then once I get that figured out, then I can start doing all the different turns and weaves and stuff. And then the eventual goal is there's like a cave like right here that I need to get to that's like tier 2 material that I'm gonna build a path to. And then I'm going to build a couple other side paths out a little ways, so that way, like, if people see it, they can, like, follow the paths, and hopefully it makes it easier to walk through some of this stuff. Like, cause then I want to, like, go, like, out here, and then someone sees that they follow the path to come to my house. Or the settlement, at least. And then, you know, put a path here, and then put a path going up, kind of up this way a little bit, and then deadhead it into something. That way it's like, oh, there's, you know, an area. Oh, thank you. Holy cow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 105 people. Oh. Hello. How's everything going? That's the biggest raid I've ever gotten. Appreciate it very much. Here, let me send a follow over real quick. I think you're streaming BitCraft a minute ago. I think I just saw you when I was looking at streams earlier. Oh yeah, yeah. I think I have a tier 2 one over here that I'm gonna be doing here, not too far from now. Hopefully, I got there's a T2 cave over here, and then there's a T1 cave like right here somewhere that I'm gonna hook up to. I'm not intending on being massive, so I'm not like a massive group at least. So I'm hoping to get those set up and then just do low tier materials and put them onto the market. That's what the hope is. Oh, gotta click stuff to get work done, right? Yeah. How hard is it to set up a T4 one? Is it pretty similar to setting up like a T2 cave? Guess I can give you guys a quick tour around real quick. So I don't have very much down. I did start this like yesterday. So I got a couple kilns and all my other stuff down. And I want to get some walls over here around this big tree. And then all over here. Then I got water access to get out onto the ocean if I go out over here, but I gotta cross over in like one of these spots if I want to get out into the ocean a little bit quicker. Oh yeah, those codexes take forever to do. Codexes are so I saw that you could buy like the settlement thing on like one of the markets nearby, and I built all the codexes, the 10 codexes to build the actual settlement, and it probably would have been easier to go out to one of the markets and just buy the actual settlement for like, I think it was like 7,500 gold or something like that near me, than to spend, I think I spent like 20 hours 25 hours or something like that collecting materials to build the settlement, and then getting like the bank and market bot and all that stuff. But those codexes definitely take a while if you don't have a group of people, I noticed. Let's see, I get back to work. I'm trying to get all the trees cut out so I can start building in all the different like paths and thing I want to add in to eventually like kind of consolidate everything in little crafting areas is what the goal is. And then let's see, I only got like tier 2 stuff unlocked, and so I gotta start working on all that stuff. I am running 2 characters right now, so that's why they're kind of like working inside like together, because I'm running both of them to kind of stay a little bit more active while I play. What region? So I don't know. I'm still like kind of new to the game, so I know I'm like, I don't know if any of these names help on the map, but I know this is like the middle continent. I wish you could zoom out farther. This is the middle continent, and this is like the western one that I'm at, and this is like the starting area. I don't know how to like necessarily tell which region I'm in. Region 4. Okay. That makes sense. So how do they like divvy it up? Is it like top left is 1, middle top is 2, and so on and so forth? Just kind of like a 1, 2, 3 at the top and 4, 5, 6 at the middle, I'm guessing. Seven, 8, 9 up at top. Oh, that makes sense. I kind of, once you like said that naming naming scheme. I was like, oh, that kind of sounds like it's okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes it pretty easy to figure out then. Oh, I'm dumping stuff on the ground, ain't I? It's bad to litter. No littering. As my other character has like 30 billion things on the ground because I haven't been paying attention to them. Oh, it's doing that thing again where it's like offset my mouse. Gotta like pick up all my litter over here. Yeah, the goal is I don't know, to probably get a couple. I'm hoping to get like a couple of the new people that are walking by from the like starter area to join on, at least for a little bit. I'm not expecting anybody to really stay very long because I'm in like a T1 area. But it's kind of like what the goal was to put this here for, was just to get in closer to the starting area. And I wanted water access, so this ended up working out because I can get to the ocean still from here. Because I can just follow this river. If I remember right, I looked at like there's like a map, a BitCraft map that showed one of these waterways that like went like all the way over into here. And this one, I'm pretty sure, goes up to somewhere like in here, which is like close to like a different biome. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think I was using a little bit to help me plan out what I was wanting to, where I was wanting to place everything at. Oh, I got the tree gone. We're gonna have to, let's see, move the cart, I guess. And then this guy's gotta sit here and harvest this plant so he can pick up this one piece of wood that like got glitched underneath the bushes. I hate when that happens. The other day I was hunting for one of the like just to get the pelts or whatever, and like every time I killed one, the body popped up underneath something, and I had to harvest whatever that was for like non-stop. Shift right click. Oh, is that how that works? Oh, it is. I didn't know that. That helps. That actually helps out a lot. I didn't know that. That makes sense. I've been just sitting here every time that happens. I've been sitting here just like collecting whatever was on top and then like picking up the item. So that helps out. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out that right click, left click, well, the right click stuff, and then you can like right click on the picture of the item and get, get other options like removing stuff. And yeah, that actually helps out. At least they have a something that lets you get around like having to like cut the grass or move something out of the way or collect something you didn't want to collect to begin with. Oh, so I've had like three things, and it hasn't like been anything like major. Um, but the major thing, well, I wouldn't call it major, but one of the things that I had a problem with is like when I at a certain point my like cart inventory won't pop up. Um, it like it will like when I pop open my inventory, like the cart won't pop up, and so I had to actually like manually go in and like view the cargo storage or whatever. But it's not like a too terribly big deal, but that's like been like one of the things that's like happened to me like a dozen times now, where it's like I can't like get in my like the inventory of the cart without right clicking it and opening it. I don't know. Is there like a hotkey or something that lets you open up the cart from the like just in like a key versus like actually having to right click it and doing all the menus? Yeah, they probably have a lot going on. I don't know how big their team is, so yeah, my yeah, it'll probably happen. I have it happening like on 3 or 4 previous streams, and I could always clip it and send it to them. Is there like is it you just post that stuff in their Discord, I'm guessing, to get like dev tickets in? Well, I wish you could put like one of the other things I wish was in the game was like if you had like a hot bar or something that you could use like the F keys, like F through 4 or F through 8 or whatever, that you could uh like click it and it would collect your cart, and then you could like click another the other one that you have set for like your secondary mount or whatever, your third mount or whatever, on like one of your F keys or whatever. That'd be cool. Cause I find myself having to like, oh, I want the extra speed from my mount to like go somewhere, and then like I had to like pick up everything, but I wish there was like an auto button that like walked up to your cart and like picked it up, and then you had like another button. Oh, is that what? Oh, there is a button that already does that. I wish I would have known that. I've been like right clicking it and like wanting to pick it up. You can favorite things in your vault? I guess you can, can't you? Set as oh, you can set as default. That is interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's still like a lot easier. You could like pick it up and whatever. That still makes it a little bit easier at least. Yeah, because I've been going through and just like right clicking and then collecting and sending it uh, to the vault. Yeah, I'm still fairly new. I've been watching everybody's streams and like, watching a couple like YouTube videos to like learn stuff, but you know, the game's so new that there isn't so many like videos on like hotkeys and all the other like little things here and there that make like life a little bit easier. Oh yeah. Yeah, I could see how that could be a problem. I've seen some like a lot of people have like chests, like a billion chests like right next to each other, and that would I could see where that would become a problem. I don't know. There's a lot of potential just depending on how much time they want to put into all those menus and everything, because they could theoretically make that system. Oh, you can like have like two different hotkeys or whatever, like one to open up like chests and then like one to open up your inventories, or that'd be kind of like a little cool feature, because everybody has so many chests, and it'd make accessing like all your crafting chests in like your one area easier. If you had like say like 5 or 6 chests or whatever, so you can always set it to a limit or whatever. But that'd be kind of cool, like have like a quick access to like all your crafting chests if you always forget, like, oh, where's my tier 5 material at? Is it in like these chests or is it over in these? And then you could just like click a button and be like, oh, I don't even have to know that. I can just like mass open all the chests. But having it as 2 different buttons would be cool, I think. So like one to open up your personal inventories and then one to open up all the nearby chests. Let's see, I'm running out of stamina on some of my characters. Eating food. I don't have the best of food yet. My cooking level's not very high yet, so I'm still scavenging off the forest floor for all of these stuff. Oh, that would be kind of cool. There's a couple games that already have systems like that, and it's enjoyable. Eco's one of them, where you can like it sets you can have like chests nearby or stockpiles or whatever, and then it will auto access, so you don't have to like grab it and put it in your inventory yourself. Oh, it only one. Okay. Yeah, it's only the one. Oh, I don't want to litter. No littering. Yeah, I there's still like so many possibilities depending on like it's just all on how much work they want to like put into it is the big thing. I haven't done, like I said, I haven't done very much research into the actual like, development team of this to see how big they are and like all the other things. I did look at their release schedule, but that did look like very promising. I think I saw some stuff in the next couple of weeks that's coming out. So I got some hopes for the game. It's kind of nice. I mean, I did buy basically 2 copies of the game because I'm running 2 accounts, so nice to support a game that like this. So just hopefully they can keep momentum of the player base is the big thing. Just advertising. Advertising is like a big thing that they have to focus on, because if you cut the flow off of new players, then then good things don't happen. Oh, we're about to get a tree cut down. Let's see if we have enough inventory room. Looks like it. Then I'm gonna go dump all of his logs. I want to have like I said, there's a lot of like I could see this game going like there's like so many menus that they could possibly add in that it's like insane because of how their like system works. And then I was seeing something like there's apparently like a group that has set up like like an inventory like management like script that interacts with like the game. And so like they have like a Google Doc or whatever that updates like the inventories of like their chests, because there's apparently a way of like naming chests in the actual like settlement, and then you can actually call those in like a search script through like Google Docs. Yeah, that's wild how they gave like how they can do that in this. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I have no idea either. Like that's like insane to me that they're able to do something like that, and like the devs of the game are like allow that. That's pretty cool. I think, in my opinion. But it makes sense. I mean, it takes like a major step, like out of like a very large time consuming thing is like updating spreadsheets and doing all that. But when you can like auto like update your spreadsheets, like that cuts down on a ton of work that you could like put into other stuff, because I'm sure people spend probably hours just like making sure the spreadsheet's right, in a day. Top left. Oh, that's like just north of me, right? Let's see. What's the northeast on it? The grid. I have to mark that down on a sticky note. I wanted to at some point I wanted to go around to like the different, like pick a continent and then like go around and like look at all their areas. Top left R7. It might not list it. Top northeast ish. Orange. The orange. This right here? Uh yeah, cuz I was like, cuz I can't I can see like everybody in here like once you zoom in. Yeah, they don't want to like, I'm assuming it causes like it'll cause lag or something is what I'm assuming. If they let you see everything. Yeah, I'll have to stop by up there. Yeah, and I could always look it up through the that BitCraft early access map or whatever. I think it's called BitCraft. I usually just do BitCraft map. Um, Early access map is the one right here. And then you guys said top left. Zoom out. Okay. Yeah, because I can look it up in here. Yeah, they actually allow like quite a lot of back end like ability. So like you can do a lot of stuff through like the back end stuff, which is pretty neat. I mean that's like a quality of life thing that it basically allows, especially like small development teams. It allows like outside developers to help with the game, basically volunteer their time to help like make features for the game when you open up a piece of your back end like that, to be able to like go in and add like the stuff for the map and like all the other little things. Oh, sorry. Uh, no, I have not. Let me Google it real quick. Let me see. Is that like a group in the game? Oh no, it's apparently a toolkit. Oh, that's cool. So you can actually, it's like a character lookup and status stuff. That's, yeah, I just actually went on here. That's actually really cool. Yeah, they allow a lot of like uh back end stuff. Like I said, that's what's gonna help propel this game, because a lot of oh wow, it even shows you how much like land I've explored. That's actually pretty cool too. Oh, you can see how many chunks there are. I did 36 chunks out of 57,600 chunks. That's insane. Oh wow, this thing gives a lot. That they give out a lot of information. That's crazy. It's like super helpful. Of course, I don't know how this how all this will work when there's like, I saw they had like possibly a possibility for opt-in PvP later. And if they have a possibility for that opt-in PvP, then I don't know like if they're gonna, like, if some of this information will be like hurtful to people, but everybody will basically have access to it, so everybody's kind of on like equal ground with it. Because let me go look at the because I think it said opt-in. BitCraft online. See, because their roadmap's listed on their website, someone told me, and so I went and looked at it. Of course, they said a piece of it's not updated, so like the July stuff is like not updated 100% on their main page. Yeah, so the combat PvE dungeons, Empire battles, opt-in PvP, gathering, crafting, gameplay improvements, and yeah. And then so they're talking about, okay, so they're already doing the more Twitch drops. Don't protest. Did they already do the BitCraft development podcast? Does anybody know how that went? Oh, so you can actually sorry, I'm like looking at all this stuff and I'm like getting like, ooh, look, a squirrel over on my other screen right now trying to like look at all these menus. They're like, there's an insane amount of them. Yeah, that's crazy how much like they allow on here. That's very helpful, but yeah, I don't have very much. Like I said, I think I made this settlement like yesterday, so like I don't have very much actually done yet, at least. Oh, you can. So that's really good for like the people that like want to trade across the across all the regions. I'm sure that helps out a lot with that. Yeah, I'm sure some people make quite a bit of money doing that, because I've noticed like there's some big gaps in like material value, and like all across the whole continent here, that it's like I wonder how bad it is throughout like the whole every single region. Yeah, it's yeah, that's really useful. I might start peeking into that because there's like, what's this empires tab? So it's active empires, total claims. Wow, it gives you total treasury. You can like look at like how much the, wow, empire members. Oh, and so you can look at like every single like the leaderboards of all the different groups. So TLR is like apparently, why are they listed number 1? Oh, no, that isn't their treasury amount. I only got 2 claims. Is there something special about TLR to be at like the top of the list? You got 34 towns. Maybe it's the amount of towns they have. Yeah, I've noticed that. So like I heard something about like uh the capability of like if your claim runs out of supplies, basically someone can come over and feed their own supplies or like take control of your basically your whole settlement over like if your place runs out of supplies. But I will say behind that, if your place is properly managed, you know, you could probably have like a month worth of supplies sitting in your base. So, oh yeah, like I said, I just feel of course everybody's gonna have the same access to that information, and the more people that figure out about it, um, you know, it's not like too big of a, everybody has like the same capability with it. It isn't like they're locked out to like more access or not. Um, but I feel like when they allow opt-in PvP or even possibly, I don't think they've talked about it yet, but it says Empire. It says Empire battles opt-in PvP. Oh, thanks for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it very much. Yeah, there's a lot of information that's like useful that like helps out in there. That's nice to know. And I got a little thing for my back pocket to use and to like look at occasionally. But it says opt-in. Like if we just speculate on how opt-in PvP works through empires, so I'm just wondering, are the people inside of your empire, since it says, like TLR has, 34 cities. Does TLR like have the capability of like basically forcing you into PvP? Um, that's that's the kind of thing that I'm wondering, because if they're in charge of your empire, and how it would work in real life, if you're a settlement under an empire, that empire says, oh, we're going to war with our neighbor. Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, so basically, it wouldn't be empires; it would be settlement. So that's why the wording kind of confuses me. Is why they're using the word empire opt-in uh, PvP. Because if it wasn't empire, then it would be settlement. So that's why I'm like a little confused on like the wording. Like, I guess not saying that it's gonna be, but it does say optional. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's Yeah. So would it be just basically whoever's in charge of the empire is what you're figuring? Basically could be like, oh yeah, like we're cool to like be attacked, or like I don't know how that's gonna work. Yeah, that's where it's probably getting me. It's just like the name is like just like the name of how they called it is kind of confusing me a little bit. Because I figure Empire as the whole like the whole area like that encompasses like all the settlements. Yeah, because I haven't actually messed around like with the Empire stuff. I know it kind of works a little bit separately. But it's just kind of confusing a little bit with like the wording that they gave it and that name. So, yeah, I think I just wonder. So if they do opt-in PvP, so I'm guessing it's like probably some sort of like checkbox or something that you're gonna be able to enable to be like, okay, yeah, our we want to do like PvP, and then like I wonder if it like is an instance, or like are you gonna be like, I'm assuming you're gonna be fighting out in the world. Um, and then I'm also wondering, I'm gonna guess they're gonna do some sort of drop loot, so there might be like some scavengers, some scavenger jobs, like where you go around just like scavenging all the gear off of like all the people that were fighting in the war. I don't know if that like they're gonna add like extra jobs and things, and like I said, I'm just speculating because there's so many games that have like, I wouldn't say a similar system, but like they have like some sort of system like Albion Online. I don't know who's played that before, but they have like they have that like you can fight for a region or whatever. Yeah, that's what I would figure. Yeah, I'm gonna guess there's gonna be some sort of combat XP. Like I said, I just want to kind of I'm just speculating a little bit on and trying to like be like, oh, if they did it this way, and they kind of like use the system like, well, they kind of already have systems like that in the game, because like Albion Online, you know how they have like like different places on the maps that you can take over. Well, they basically like the different things you could take over in this is those like the territory markers or whatever, the things that you have to feed the supply into. Of course they're not, I'm just speculating like what it could turn into. Yeah, that's what I would figure how it's going to start out as, because they still have to work out all the bugs with actual like the combat stuff in general, because combat is basically non-existent, even though there's like you can shoot like bows and arrows and crossbows and you can hit things with weapons. I think the system is basically just a very base model of what they have a capability and possibility of putting in. Not saying I'm like 100% for like combat. I would like to see improvements, and I'm really interested to see the dungeons. Like the dungeons is like got me super intrigued on the dungeons part, because I'm not too much of a PvP player at all. I I'm always like a usually like someone in the back that just does stuff in the back. Like in I don't know if anybody here has played like Foxhole, but like in Foxhole, I like hardly ever went to the front line to like do combat. I always went to the front line to drop supplies off. I was always like a supply runner, and like I went out and harvested materials and all that stuff. I never really was like a PvP player. But I'm really, like I said, I'm interested to see the dungeon stuff. Oh yeah, I need to get a crossbow. I was looking at some people using that. It looks kind of like really, really like strong, like DPS wise at least. Yeah, that's why I'm like kind of skeptical on the. So that's why I'm like bringing up so many scenarios with like the PvP stuff, because I'm not necessarily 100% concerned about like where the PvP route is going to go, but it definitely like is a little concerning to me, at least a little bit in the back of my head. Of course, it's an MMO, so they have to find ways of drawing in different audiences. And you're not going to get a large majority of the player base of MMOs if you don't add some sort of combat system in, or PvP. So, and they're adding dungeons in, and they're adding PvP. And so, opt-in PvP. I wouldn't say full-on PvP. It would be kind of cool if they added, like, I wouldn't be upset if they added, like, of course, there's nothing saying the map we're using is finalized, so they could use, like, a completely different map for, like the actual, like, full release, as far as I know. So if that's the case, it would be kind of cool if, like, just say, like, even if they kept, like, the regions thing where there's, like, 9 regions or whatever. Like, if they had, like, an area that had, like, some sort of, I wouldn't say, like, the higher end loot. I still want the capability of, like, higher end loot and resources being able to be gotten somewhere. But, like, just say, like, there's a couple of caves or something, or, like, a couple of, like, tree like instances or something that you could go into in this area, but it's like PvP oriented, so it's like a red zone basically. So it's like a zone, like, like a boxed off zone that basically go in there. It's like no man's land, like everybody for themselves. Or you could go in there with your empire and, like, take it under your control while you're harvesting resources for, like, an event or whatever. Yeah, kind of like Wilderness and RuneScape, but, like, I wouldn't say like lock quest and things in there. I would say just, like, do it so it's, like, valuable enough for, like, people to go there, and like settlements to go there, because then you could, like, show up in force with your settlement. That could be like a settlement event. Oh, we're gonna go try to, like, hold this area and gather resources from this area, to, like, get up, like, resources. That would be kind of cool. But like I said, I don't want it locked out like that's the only area to get like higher level resources. That like Albion Online does that, and I hate that piece of Albion Online. Well, I meant like in like a future iteration of like the PvP system. If like past the opt-in stuff, like if eventually like you say like in like a year or two or whatever, that'd be kind of like a cool system that I don't like. I wouldn't like mind too much. To like be like, oh yeah, you can go there with your settlement to like gather this particular resource a little bit quicker than what you would if you were out in the will like regular area, but you have to like basically hold it and fight over it or whatever. That would kind of give like the PvP aspect into the game to keep people that are interested in PvP intrigued, but keep it kind of in a consolidated area where it's not like interfering with people that don't want to do PvP. Is basically what I'm getting at. Yeah, I don't want to do PvP either. That's why I'm like, but I know for the game to survive, as a whole, they have to have some sort of system in that is like keeps the markets flowing on replacing items, keeps the inflow of PvP players coming in, keeps the inflow of crafters coming in. So if you don't have a system to basically like get rid of or destroy, like have combat, then you're basically gonna get to a spot where like the game like stagnates out, and so they like adding PvP in basically adds a large perspective, even though most of us may not want to ever do it, which I wish they would give us the capability of never having to do PvP if we don't want it. So like I said, I don't like PvP necessarily, but most MMOs have to have some sort of form of it to exist. Yeah, that's a complete possibility too, and that would be interesting to see. So like I was saying, like just a zone inside the region, but like just say like they keep it, like how it is now, 9 regions. Well, what if the middle region like was like just a PvP zone? Like just made the whole like middle region, and that way like kind of everybody could go. Yeah, that's another thing. So I wouldn't be against that, because then you just the non PvP players would just not go to the middle. uh, so that would make sense. Yeah, I wouldn't yeah, I see. Oh great, I'm getting ready to get attacked. Of course I don't have. Come on, drop the cart. Go over there. Help. I don't have like good weapons yet, so this guy's gonna mess me up a little bit. Okay, he's gone. I ended up working out. Hopefully another one doesn't run in here. I don't have any like torches or anything up yet. The middle region, like you said, it might be a little bit big. That's what I was saying, like maybe like a section inside of like a region, but like I've seen like Albion Online does a system like that where basically the surrounding areas are oh, this is an alpha. The surrounding areas are PvE, and then the inner area is PvP. Not saying that they should follow the path of what Albion Online does, but like I said, it's gotta exist to an extent, because like the crafters, yeah, I've been delaying that like so much that like this has like happened like 3 or 4 times. I need to like put like one to like 3 or 4 of them down. I don't know like what area they cover. Oh, let's see. Is there a bag here? No, there's not. Yes, there is on this character. Okay. But the like it is opt-in, but I think it's I'm just wondering if it's gonna progress past opt-in is what I'm kind of worried about as well. Not saying that they're going to. Yeah, it would help. Not only it would diversify more people into like having to replace items. So like, you know how like your tools, like, you know, you basically, you know, if you make the max tier tools, you basically have the max tier tools indefinitely. Well, if you had a like, you know, a PvP system, even with an opt-in PvP system, and you died and it dropped your tools because you forgot to drop your tools off at the base or at your settlement or in a chest or in your bank, and you're like, oh, now I have to replace it. Well, am I gonna make my tools or am I gonna buy my tools from someone else? And then I gotta buy replacement armor. I gotta buy, other stuff, and so that adds. Oh, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so that would be like, it would basically fuel the market system in the game. It would be, because right now people are loading. Yeah, but what's going to happen in there is, as the supply and demand dictates that the more supply there is, the less the price, basically. And if demand doesn't meet supply, then price goes up and down. Well, if right now, once there's going to get to a point where there's so many tools being put on the market that tools will basically be going down in price. Almost always will be going down in price, because tools don't degrade. Tools don't. People aren't losing their tools, basically. So like, basically that means like, it's eventually going to be so much supply in the market. So something's got to change with the tool system. And that's gonna like an overhaul of the tool system. Maybe add a couple different more tiers of tools in, like say like tier 1 tools have like 3 different variants. Yeah, like just adding like different variants of like the same tool, um and like I wouldn't say a degrading process, because with how much crafting you have to do in this game, basically that would be like a full-time job as a toolsmith. But there needs to be something in the game, like even if it's something like this where like the tool basically when it's first made has like a higher speed or whatever, of like getting a craft done and more power, but like the like after like 30,000 uses, it like doubles, but it stays at that double until you get like a replacement. And so basically it like wears, but it never breaks, but it slows down, is basically what I'm saying. Yeah, like upgrading like RuneScape does that with the what is that, the ore bag or whatever, the ore bag. So you basically have to have the previous tier, weapon, and then you use that previous tier, previous tier ore bag, and then you need basically the tier above to upgrade it. And that wouldn't be a bad system. That'd be pretty cool. The only Yeah. Then basically those items would basically, if you would basically never, you would never want to lose those weapons, because then if you lost them, so you probably would have to have it set up like it is right now where you wouldn't lose your tools, because if you lost something like that, then you're basically throwing away basically hours and hours of work, and that wouldn't be good. Um, but that would be a cool system where you could upgrade it, but not necessarily lose the weapon. That'd be cool. And then like, so you could upgrade to like tier 1, 2, 3, all the way up to like whatever tier, and then you could, depending on where you're at, you could be like, okay, do I want to add extra to this tier 4 weapon, where it's like, do I want to upgrade it to an uncommon or a legendary or an epic or whatever, just to get that extra out of this, because this flat, these 10 levels or whatever have been really grindy, so I can like upgrade it to basically the next tier, plus upgrading that to the next, like to like a legendary. But when you upgrade it to the next tier of tool, it basically sets it back to common, and then you can upgrade it to legendary again or whatever. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't know. So that I didn't know that was actually how that works. I actually haven't messed around with the tools enough to know how that works. Oh, okay. Without reverting. Okay. Yeah, the reverting to common part is more of to basically be like, oh, there's pluses and minuses to upgrading it to like legendary, if like you actually did like where you kept that weapon the whole time, and the weapon you had at the beginning of the game, or the tool you had at the beginning of the game, is the tool you have at the end of the game, but you're just upgrading it through the tiers. If it was with that system, is what I was talking about, with like, you know, reverting back to common. If you like upgraded your tool from like a tier like 5 to a tier 6 tool, that's what I was getting at with that. Like I said, there has to be things that consume resources past like settlements. They have to add like more things that consume resources. Ooh. Tier 2, yeah. I don't even have tier 2 tools yet. I think I have like, yeah, I have I guess it says uncommon tier 1 weapons. And then like my tools in here are common tier 1 tools. Basically both characters have the both have the same tools. Even though I don't think it, let me see. Some of them, I almost have 30 in forestry. That's good. I can get rid of some of these. I don't think I can get rid of this. I think it's level 60. But there's a lot of stuff over here I can't actually harvest, which I hope doesn't get in the way of placing my foundations down. So I gotta like figure that out, or get someone here to harvest all these little like plants. Like this is a tier 5. I'm guessing you need, yeah, forestry level 50 to get rid of these. So let's see. I need to level up my construction like a lot. I'm wondering how much the roads will increase the my construction level. Let's see. I got all those trees gone. Looks like it's just these over here. Okay, let's get some carts, and then we will start hopefully finishing off these trees here soon, so we can start placing down other stuff. They only give you 1 experience. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, like, other than like quests, I know you can get gets this guy that does the carts. You could do the quests. But I wanted to get like one of the wagons, because the wagons look like they're gonna be like a massive improvement. So you can raise and lower tiles, so you can like flatten out these hills. Building stations and okay. Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering about that, because I kind of wanted to not necessarily get rid of these hills, because I want to like leave them as like kind of features, but I want to make it so that like you can't walk up that way or walk down that way without like climbing down. And then that way you can like, you know, there's set entrances. So like here's gonna be an entrance, and I'm using like this, basically this hill here as like a defined feature to be like a piece of my wall. And then the same thing over here is kind of like what I wanted to do, is add that as a defined feature. And then over there's gonna be like a big sea kind of like wall. So is that, let me see, is that, I'm guessing that's the claim. Is there a specific tab that does like the terraforming stuff in? Yeah, I've seen some people put like that little thing that lifts you to the top. That way they can like actually like can use the hill, the top of the hill. Oh, it's actually like an actual. Oh, whoops. I'm like, sorry. Brain fart. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So what? This is like an item you just place down on where you want to, on top of, or does it have to be near? Oh, of course, I'm like dumping stuff all over the ground. Does it have to be near or on like top of the where you want to change the high terraform?